r/NoSleep. Posted by embarrassed_disc5811. My father told me to never whistle while hunting. Today I found out why. I am a 27-year-old man, Dustin, and I've been living in northern Canada my whole life. With this, it means I have been hunting many times throughout my years. I've been hunting since I was able to walk. Sure, it gets repetitive, but there's something about it I've always enjoyed. It may be the thrill of finding an animal I've hunted myself, or just the thought of me being able to get out of the city and have some time to myself, but whatever it is, it keeps bringing me back to the sport. I have a girlfriend who I've been with for the past 5 years who's never really enjoyed the thought of me killing innocent animals, but she never held it against me as her father was a hunter himself. One thing she does dislike is when I go out on my own, as she fears for my safety as there are many bears around my land. Although she feels nervous about it, I always assure her I will be okay and she does not need to worry about me. It was the same tonight. As I got ready to start my drive to the country, my girlfriend had asked me to be safe and to go drop a gift off at my father's house for his birthday we had not been able to attend. This was not a problem for me as he had lived on the edge of town towards where I would be going. I had told my girlfriend I loved her and then made my way to drop the gift off. Once I'd made it to my dad's house, I had given him his gift and began to talk with him for a little bit. During our conversation, I had brought up that I was going hunting, which had instantly made my dad's expression change. As he looked at me, he said, "Do you remember the rule?" I replied with some anger, "Yes, I know to never whistle while hunting." My father apologized for telling me all the time and said he just wanted to keep me safe. I had asked him many times why I couldn't whistle, but he always said to listen to him and not ask questions, which made me stay quiet this time. He wished me luck and I went on my way, beginning the drive through the countryside. As I was driving the way, my dad's face changed when I told him I would be hunting stuck in the back of my mind with an uneasy feeling. I thought nothing of it once I had arrived at the approach into my field. As I got out of the truck, I saw down the road in the ditch there had been a truck seemingly left abandoned. This was odd to me as there is no civilization close to here for someone to leave their truck. I brushed it off as someone just driving off the road while texting or not paying attention. As I made my way through my field, it felt unnaturally quiet. Usually a bird was chirping or the rustling of the trees blowing with the wind, but today there was nothing but complete silence. As I reached my hunting blind on the other side of the field, I had sat down and began to wait. While waiting, I decided to text my girlfriend that I had made it safe and that I had dropped off the gift. Looking down at my phone, I saw I had no service. Weird, I thought to myself. I had at least one bar here all the time, which was just enough to get a message through. As I was looking at my phone, I looked up and realized a deer was making its way towards my bait. I had gotten ready with my rifle as the deer approached. Once it had stopped moving, I took the chance to shoot and hit it perfectly, dropping it right where it had been standing. In celebration, I stood up and ran over to see my kill and put the tags on. After that was finished, I made my way back over to the truck. As I was walking, the darkness approached and the silence of my surroundings made me feel uneasy. I had decided to ignore my dad's silly rule and started whistling, as I didn't have to worry about scaring anything away anymore. I continued humming until I hopped into the truck driving back to where I had shot the animal. Once I reached the spot, I couldn't see it anywhere. This worried me as I thought the deer had not been dead and it had escaped. I was proved right when I saw a trail of blood leading into an unseen part of my field. As I drove around the trees into this little unseen part, my heart sank. In front of me was my deer, but wrapped around it was a large mouth with teeth so sharp they could bite the thing in half. I looked in horror as this thing, which had to have been at least 10 feet tall, ate my deer and then stared directly at my truck. This was my sign to get the fuck out of there, and with that I slammed my truck into drive and whipped it around to drive out of there. I didn't want to look back in fear of what I was going to see. Right before I made it to the end of my field, I felt my back tire get jerked, which I can only assume was sliced open by the thing's claws or teeth. This had sent my truck rolling onto the roof deep into the bush. This had ripped my leg open and I am bleeding very bad. I had then left and hid behind a tree. I am writing this as I hear screeching and bushes being pushed over, hoping I stay hidden long enough for someone else to come and scare it away. I don't know if this will even publish, but it's the only way I may survive. If you see this, please help, because if I don't bleed out soon, this thing will find me. Next story of this video. Posted by LeftWatercress5790. Rules to take care of my house. 2. You from, you dear sister, Courtney. Hey, it's been a while since we moved away, and since I'm going in a 2-week vacation, I need you to take care of my house for me, okay? I know it might be gloomy, staying in a place like mine without me. Hey, well then, I need you to do that for me. And also, I kinda got used to have uncommon things to happen here, so, to ensure your own safety, here's a list of rules that you must follow. Rule 1. To start, when you enter the house, Poke your finger and let the blood drip into the small cup in the kitchen table. Make sure to do that one time every day. The reason of that it's because the frowners love to drink blood, and if there isn't enough blood in the cup, let's just say they get a little angry. Rule 1A. Additionally, if you poke your finger and feel sad, depressed or any negative emotion, make sure you're not feeling too much. The smilers hate gloominess and you don't want them to torture you. Rule 2. I have a doll. Their name is Sophie. Make sure you're not around her too much. If you do, there are 3 things she will do to you. Effect 1. Make you feel too dizzy. The most common effect Sophie could do. If you get knocked out by the effect, then all I can say is that I warned you. Effect 2. Make you hear whispers. The second most common effect. The whispers will get louder and stronger after some time. If you hear a bang on the door, run to the bathroom. But if they are in the bathroom, all I can say is sorry. Effect 3. Make you teleport into the place. Rarest effect. The place could be something you just can't describe, but you must survive for 30 minutes there to go back into my house. Rule 3. If Sophie disappears and you hear a whisper saying find me, then find her immediately. She always liked playing hide and seek with new people, and now it's your turn to play with her. I'm sure it'll be fun before I find you. Rule 3A. If you see some things in the window saying you to stop playing, ignore them. They're just some party poppers. Rule 4. If it's rainy outside, there will be one of the frowners looking at the rain, but always make sure that you don't interrupt their moment of peace, unless you want to be decapitated and drowned. Rule 5. If you find a head inside the refrigerator, you have 1 to 4 seconds to close the refrigerator. If you don't do that, then you'll be the next head inside the refrigerator. Rule 6. Everyone shares the same bedroom. There's only 3 beds, 1 for me, 1 for Sophie, don't question it, and 1 for you. If there is more than 3 beds or a bed out of place, it's guaranteed that something will roam around at night. If that happens, go to bed early. They really don't like guests. Rule 7. If the lights go red, leave the house. You made Sophie mad with your presence, and find your car before she finds you. So don't try to make me mad. Rule 8. If you wake up and see that the sky is black, or a dark red color, pretend you're sleeping. Ignore the banging on the door. That's all. Enjoy. Or not.